we doing, everybody? Here we are. Been a couple of days as always. How we doing, everybody? So we're set up. Running OSB, OBS, wireless audio. Hopefully that's going to be good now. We're going to talk about the last few days and how fear can come creeping in. Oh, gone dark outside. Ooh. Still getting used to it, but we're better than what we were. Um, should have made a difference. Bring up the exposure. Right. Where have we been? What we've been up to? When you are working on your projects, and because there's no plan B, you can't really make mistakes, or you don't want to be making mistakes. And depending on the size of your projects or what you're working on, will depend how much fear or anxiety or self-doubt you're creating. Where we are now, for myself, it's taken 10 years to get to this point. Because some of the projects that I'm working on, that's how long it's took to understand what I want to do and learn the skills to be able to do it, so I don't need to rely on anybody else. So there ain't no excuse why I can't do it, because I can't get it past this certain point because I ain't got the money to pay somebody. Because I knew I would need these skills, I learnt them myself and did the work. But now we're at this point, there is no excuse, so I have to move it forward. Because when you're in this position where I am now, and a lot of you will more than likely are, no one around you believes you. You've been working at it so long without getting paid, without selling your product, without selling your service, or whatever you're doing, you haven't took it to market yet. You've not had no return for the investment that you've put in a financial sense. People can look at you and have no understanding of what you're doing and what you're going through and what you're handling. Because you're living it. Now, there's always these opportunities and these seasons and these times and these positions that we're in because of what we have done or what we haven't done, who we've met or who we haven't met. Some things you can change, some things you can't. And it's a combination of all them because you're trying to not give up. Now, the mind doesn't see a not. So that's why don't write negativity. Don't say, don't put not into your words. Remove it because the brain doesn't recognize the not. And whatever you write, if you say, I don't want to do this because I am not this, I am not that, or I do not have this, or I do not have that, that won't get you nowhere. You need to write positively, you need to think positively, and you need to reframe things so you don't have to use that word not or try. Last few days and the last week, so I've been feeling the weight on the bar, the pressure, but not in the typical sense that you'd expect it, like anxiety or whatever. It's always like a slow, heavy shadow underneath. And that's why I get up in the morning. And as soon as I get up, I write the date and I just write something positive. And because when you're on your own and no one believes in you and everybody thinks you're crazy, but you know deep down you're following your instincts and you're doing absolutely everything. You're sacrificed everything. You're all in. You double down on your ideas and your projects. You get them shadows. Especially after you've had a bit of a success, we've had a bit of an up, there's always a down. But also, when you get to the end of one stage and you're ready to cross over into the next stage, and there is no rest and recuperation, it's just keep pushing forward, keep pushing forward. You keep making ground. Because if you don't move ground, be constantly breaking ground, you can get pushed back by your own demons, your own thoughts, and other people around you's negativity. And again, that's why writing in the book, it's more than just journaling, it's everything. This book's about everything. There's no structure to it. You just write, underline it, write, underline it, write, underline it. Whatever's in your mind at that very moment when you're at looking at the page. Because that's how the mind works. That's why I do it the way I do. I write, I underline it, I write it, I underline it, I write and I underline it. It's still too dark. Because your mind's constantly jumping from one idea to the next. But that's what the monkey does. Jumps from tree to tree. But there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Your ideas are flowing through your mind, just constantly flowing through. And you just write down whatever's in your mind at that time, that idea, that answer, that question that's come into your mind. You write it down. You write it down. You write it down. And these are all projects. This is all stuff. Everything I write down is all about completing a project, a task in one of the projects. So I have multiple tasks, multiple projects, multiple solutions that I need to come up with. And you constantly have to back yourself up that you're okay, you're doing okay, you're moving forward. It's meant to be tough. When you're green, you're growing. When you're ripe, you're rotten. And when you're constantly learning every day, on the edge of your understanding, it is going to feel overwhelming. You can see that in my other videos that I made this week. It's just when you sigh, or when you have these pauses in between sentences because of the weight of what you're thinking about at that moment and what you're saying. These videos, again, as I say, that hold me accountable. These are my therapy. I'm talking out to you, sharing with you what's going in my head and what I'm doing. Because it doesn't matter if nobody watches these. I'm still doing it. The fact that I've set up all this just so I can speak to you. Every time I set it up, it's practice. Every time I speak to you, I'm clarifying what's in my mind. Just as every page that I write, I'm focusing on what's in here and bringing it out to the real world. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pages so far today. 4 pages of ideas, 4 pages of processes that I've got to do. It's like my homework, it's my working out. Remember, every project I do, or most 70% of my projects that I do, are for the benefit of other people. And I get paid if they get paid. So that's the whole point of me working as hard as I do, because for me to get paid, I need to get them paid and paid well. I can tell you this honestly, I've talked to people who just have not listened to me, have not believed me, put in no effort with me, where I've suggested ideas and protocols and procedures that will generate great wealth for them over a period of time. And they haven't believed me or listened to me or whatever. And now, 2 years on, exactly what I said was going to happen has happened. And exactly what I said would happen if they didn't do it means where they are now. I think ahead and I plan ahead and I stage my plan. I can stage out my plan and understand the time frame, because that's what pattern recognition is. Understanding trends and the emotions that driving them trends and what the landscape and the outcome is meant to be like, or is going to be like. What's the financial payoff for the energy invested? What is your return? And what are the odds on your return? What are the risks involved? This is how I think. This is how I talk. And this is why I keep myself to myself and live the warrior monk life. Because I've got enough pressure. I generate enough pressure myself. I carry enough demons. I don't need to carry nobody else's no more. I say your demons are there to do the dirty work. And you want to be moving so fast that fear can't keep up. That's why when you have the idea, take the action. When you have the idea, write it in the book. Then say, what's the next stage? What's the next thing I can do to move that forward? Is there anything I can do it? And if I can do it, can I do it now? most things are just effort. There's no financial investment, no financial spend. There's just the energy of you doing that next task to give you a bit more intel to say, do I move forward with it? Do I forget it? Do I sell the idea? Do I fund the idea? Where do I go with this idea? You know, and I've done some initial assessment. I've done some evaluations today. I had some evaluations done on some of the projects that I'm working on, and the figures have come back. And them figures reflect the 10 years that I've invested. And that's what that project is worth today, just in the stages it's at. So by bringing that project to market today as it is, I've seen the figure. But also I've seen the figure of what it could potentially be worth if we carry on going the direction that we're going on, and we're doing the steps, all the steps that need to be taken. And the figures that I've seen today, they're the figures that I had in my head 10 years ago. There I knew that I could earn more money when I get paid than all the money I have not earned over the last 10 years, because I've been focused on myself. Plus X amount of on top. You see, I I knew it was going to take me a period of time, and I knew it was going to cost me most of my savings, and I knew that I wasn't going to be doing work for other people. So I knew what it was going to cost me over 10 years to get to where I am now, so that I could bring projects to market with no excuses, because I didn't need anybody else to do it. Because over that 10 years, I accepted and understood that I had to do this, and this to be able to keep moving forward without getting let down by anybody else. Because that's the thing. People don't believe you. They think you're crazy. They think you're poor. They don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, why you're sacrificing what you've sacrificed. People just don't understand. And then once you crack it, and you get to the view and you get your payout, then they want to come out the woodworks, don't they? You hear it all the time. You've got to keep moving forward, but you have to have a system. This is your foundations. How you think, how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others, how you write. This is all the system that it gives you your foundations to keep on going when the pressure's on, and you don't collapse because you've got weak foundations. You've got no scaffolding. This book, this method, this way of understanding yourself and being there and backing yourself by building scaffolding to support you through this journey. Because this helps you manage this. And this is the most powerful tool you've got. And how you think and how you do and how you act under pressure. How much fight you have in you. How much animal. How much understanding of the world. That's what makes you stand out. It's lonely at the front. It's lonely as a leader. You lead yourself. And because you can lead yourself and because you can handle and manage everything, because there is no one else, nobody's going to save you. There's no plan B. Every day, you're believing in yourself and you're doing the work and you're moving forward every day. When you do that, there'll be a time when people will want your help, need your help. You build muscle in the gym. You stimulate the muscle in the gym. You build it in outside the gym in your global environment. It's the silence. It's in the silence that you grow. Everything that you work out, everything that you implement, every solution that you come up with that has a positive effect on the outcome. That's a rep. That's lifting the weight. It's okay to keep getting ideas. The reason we move, the reason we train, the reason we have an environment that's nurturing to us is so that we're free, so we can let energy flow through us, so these ideas can come out of the ether through us, through the pen and into the page. You might be working on one project and you might have been on it for however long. You're still allowed to keep having ideas and keep writing the ideas down because remember, ideas are seeds. Every idea has the potential of growth. So you write it down, you plant the seed in the book. This is the first environment. The seeds, pardon me, the seeds give purpose for the environment. The environment's job is so that the seed can grow. I choose this. I prefer this. I like this. All the environments I've ever been in where I've had massive growth has been like this, minimalistic, clear of clutter, no distractions, alone with yourself and your thoughts and your fears and your demons, your ambitions, your goals, your desires, everything. Because wherever you go in the world, you have to take yourself with you. There's no running away from it. So turn into it, face it, and in the quietness and in the stillness, you can find balance and you can find scent and you can find calm. And you can hear your inner oracle talking to you. Your ideas will come and flow. The solutions will come and flow through you because you've put them in an environment where they can grow, where they're not being drowned out. I can talk onto this for hours, no problem, because I can go days and weeks without speaking to anyone. And I don't even speak to myself when I'm working at my desk. And I don't listen to music. I'm in quietness all the time. I'm going to listen to music. I might move around here, listen to music. I might listen to a bit of music when I'm out there training. But a lot of the time, I do everything in silence so that I can hear my thoughts. I can hear my instincts. Them same instincts I used when I was traveling on my bike, living off €4 a day, cycling tens of thousands of miles, just sleeping in my hammock and my tent wherever I stopped. Just cooking up my food, what food I had at the side of the road. I used those instincts then. I use them now. I used them instincts when I worked on the door and you have to make decisions. I have some really good projects, and the only elements that will let me down is the fact that some of these projects involve other people and how will they handle the financial gains should they have legs and they can get traction. Because remember, we play to win. The whole point of everything that we're doing is to generate financial income. To generate abundance. I mean, just yesterday I was listening to a podcast, an 18-year-old lad doing 50 grand a year, 50 grand a month at 18. And I've heard no end of stories over the years. That's why I listen to certain people, interview certain people. You've got to do the work. Sun's come out again now. That's why you have controlled environment for light. So if it, in the proper studio you have no external light, you're in a blackout room, and then you've got your key light and your set light. So you've got a controlled environment, so you don't have this fluctuation. Obviously, because I'm using daylight here, and I've had to put another blanket over the sheet over the window just to use it like a soft box. But obviously, because we've just had rain and it's cloudy and whatever, we're getting that fluctuation in exposure. Yesterday, I found out two people who I've known from my younger days have both passed this year. They were both passed a few months ago individually, but still yesterday morning, very first thing I found out is like two people that I knew from the old CB days had died. I've lost quite a lot of friends since 2021. when you're doing what I'm doing, you do question yourself, why are you doing it? When you could be just out there bumming around, man, living with nothing, just on the bike, moving around. Living like a traveller, eating when you can eat, washing when you can wash, sleep where you stop. If this wasn't for somebody else, my purpose and my meaning wasn't because I said it, I gave my word, I'd be doing that. But that's always there. That's always there. When there is no more opportunities to do anything, when there is no more opportunities, should external events and control out of our circumstances, that's what it is. Your own nothing can be happy. Anyway, that would do. It's a little waffle. We can see how it works out, how it looks, how it sounds. Again, it's just like another test run. All these are every day is another test run. Me, crazy person, waffling in front of a camera, telling yous and telling myself, don't give up, keep believing, keep doing the work, build your foundations, have a structure, write in your book, get it out your mind, get it on the page so that you know that you won't forget it, but you can free your mind up because you can just come back, look at the pages and pick up where you left off. You've got all the tools available to you now. For a period of time, everything's still accessible to you, but that period of time is getting smaller. They are closing the doors. They are taking away the revenue streams and the possibilities. But for a few, for those ones that don't give up, for those ones that keep thinking out of the box, for those that keep using their life skills and their history and stay true to their own identity and their crazy ways, for us crazy people out there, for us believers, for us dreamers, for us warriors. The world is for the taking, but you have to go out and get it because it's not coming to you. Because your dreams and ambitions be so big that they don't build a lorry big enough to get them in. So that's why you go and get them one by one. Do the work. Like, follow, subscribe if you wish. Do if you do if you don't. But I'm Andy Spacey. This is the home of the Renegade Revolution. This is the Renegade Human Project. And what I've been talking to you today about is the Renegade Foundations of moving so fast and with positivity and belief. Fear can't keep up. Us